When you harvest your garlic scapes, it's a great idea to cut them as far down as you can without cutting into any of the leaves. I just slide my scissors down and give them a little snip. I prefer to cut mine on an angle. A beautiful juice coming out of that. It's going to stop the elephant garlic from pulling all of its nutrients up into reproduction, and it's going to now be able to put that energy down into the bulb, the most delicious part. The smell of this project is just utterly divine. I am adoring that beautiful fresh garlic smell. Oh, and while we're here, look at this. So in this bed we've got a number of different plants. As you know, I tend to not plant in monocultures for each of the VegTemples. Deep down in here we've got all of our garlic, which is starting to look a bit ratty, but that's the nature of growing garlic. You need it to start to die back and bring that energy down into the bulb. But this is my absolute beauty. This is an echinacea and it's just about to come into flower, and I'm so very excited to see that happen because it hasn't flowered before. So I'll be really happy to see that. And in this bed we've also got some calendula. Now I'm wanting this to go to seed because I want to harvest an enormous amount of the seed and plant it amongst the pumpkins this year. So this is the goal. And calendula is a master herb. It speeds up the rate of healing. It's just a great one to have in your apothecary. You can see these ones are a bit more along and they're starting to open, these scapes, and they're starting to get the twist. Personally, I prefer to harvest them before they get the twist. And so like this one. But you know, the nature of the garden is sometimes you get busy in life and don't quite get to do it exactly the way you want to. So this is how I prefer to harvest them, when they're straight and before the flowers started to open. But it's no problem. A lot of people will wait for them to get a little bit of a twist. Personally, and that's the difference between the two styles. So no twist and a closed bud, and an open bud with a bit of a twist. Both still perfectly edible. If I was going to eat this raw, put it in a salad or in a stir fry, I would choose this one every time because it's not going to be quite as fibrous as the one with the twist. But the one with the twist is going to be great for drying. It's not really a problem. Nothing goes to waste. That's our garlic scapes harvested. Aren't they utterly gorgeous? They're bursting with flavour. So fresh. It just tastes like spring. There's a couple here that I want to definitely use fresh in the kitchen, but there's a few that I also want to dry. Anything that's young and nice and fresh, I'm going to keep for the kitchen. And you can feel the difference in the stem. You can feel the woodiness of some of these older ones that I probably don't really want to have fresh in the kitchen. And there we go. Beautiful, fresh garlic scapes. They'll go up to the kitchen. These ones will finish drying in the air dryer. I've been wanting to create something special with my bay tree. So let's do that together now. So here's our bay tree that we're going to be working on. We're going to turn this into a topiary, which is just going to be gorgeous in time. And I bought it specifically because it had a single trunk and I really wanted to set it up as a feature as well as a beautiful edible plant. You know, bay leaves are fantastic for just about anything that you use in the kitchen, but you generally just toss them in and all those essential oils draw out of them and go into your foods and improve the nutrient value of what you're eating. And once they've cooked up, you pull them out and off you go. Absolutely gorgeous. But we don't let anything go to waste in the Shine Wellbeing VegPatch, so we will be utilising the rest of these bay leaves in the kitchen over time as we strip them off. Okay, so we've got our bay tree and I'm looking at the natural shape here. I've got my leader still in place at this point in time. So I'm looking at, I've got nothing branching off much from here. So I think I'll just set it up from this point upwards and encourage this to become a nice tight ball and all of this just to be bare stem, making it into a topiary ball. Cut this one away. But again, you never want to throw anything away that you don't have to. I'm going to use all of these leaves in the kitchen. Including these beautiful tips. These are going to go into our veggie stew. And now, should be able to just hand strip these. If you have a favorite way of using bay leaves, I'd love to hear about it. I use it for, steaming rice. I use them for all of our stews, most of our Indian dishes, and pretty much anything that is stew or, gravy based. I'd love to hear what you're using your bay leaves for. The smell is quite divine, I have to say. Got some snails with us. Out comes the slimy terminator. In they go. They make perfect protein sources for the hens. Doesn't look too pretty yet, but it will in time. I'm going to take out this leader now. It'll start to bush up the ball. Take that out just there. And I'm going to nip off some of these as well, because this is going to help the whole plant to bush up. Leave that one. And it'll mean that in time I'm going to have a nice tight ball as opposed to something that looks a bit woody. I want this bay tree to be a feature of the garden as well as a beautiful edible. And there we have it. So in time this will start to bush up and form a beautiful ball of bay leaves. That's going to make harvesting super easy. I'll be able to access all of the beautiful fresh leaves from here and it's going to look absolutely stunning. Well, that's a lovely haul from turning the bay tree into a topiary. I'll dry these and I've got my air dryer here, so I'm going to set that up now. And this is all the waste that's left, so that will go into the compost and beautiful, no waste. And all these gorgeous bay leaves are going to go into the air dryer here. It's a lovely time of year to use air drying. I prefer it to using the dehydrator. Zip it up and the bugs and the critters can't get inside. Up the top I've got lavender. And I'm drying these for my fire starters. Such a lovely way to start a fire. In this second bay, I've got an enormous array of gorgeous rose petals, and I've also taken some of the smaller blooms as well. And these I'm going to use for soaps and for decoration. Petals will be turned into a tea and some other medicinal properties. And in this bay, I've got onion flowers drying at various stages. And I'm going to dry these out, and then once they're fully dry, which I'll probably finish these in the dehydrator, and once they're fully dry, I'll grind them down into a powder and use them for onion powder.
Trusting your instincts, realize that knowing looks different to each. When living authentic, do more exploring, deeper than knowing just what is essential for life that is thriving. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your core. Live a life you adore. Silence the noise away from the program, removing performance, true self all that's standing. Live free from worry, live by just being.